Where am I? There I am.
There you are.
How you doing, Rory?
I'm doing good, my friend. I've been on holiday. I am refreshed. I am ready to go.
That's awesome. Surly Dev's with us, flying his drone around, collecting some coins. What? He's only got 26 coins. What is going on with the coins? Who said peekaboo out there? Hey, all, says Copperbeardy. That was Surly Dev saying peekaboo. Hey, Rory, how you doing? You had a good bit break? You good?
I got away from it. I did no tech. I sat, I read. It was amazing.
Inconceivable to me. Inconceivable. What's going on with my beard? It looks like it's like totally asymmetric here. I don't know what the heck is going on here, kids. Better switch to a farther away view so I look a little better. There we go. That's not bad. I checked in some code. Let's do a refresh here, see if we can see it. Is it 156 out there? There it is right there. Episode 156 begin. You know, the thing we're doing. I also broke the project into two different solutions. One that's called overlays only, which I've got running right now. And that takes care of the front and back stuff, which we rarely change, Mr. Announcer Bot and things like that. And then I've also got this separate thing, and I think it's running right now. Yeah, it's the Dungeons & Dragons app. And that controls the other kinds of things. And this is where we're gonna play in this space today. In fact, it's probably gonna be low level. At least what I've got designed, my intentions for today are to do that. By the way, Legendary Moo, it looks like the fanfares are not working. Is that really true? Ugh. Test fanfare. What is my fanfare command? I need to go check that out. I'm not remembering it. Let's go bring this up. Yeah, not working. Oh, well, that's not good. Why would that not be working? That's in Mr. Announcer Bot, I believe. No custom greetings. Yeah, they're all connected. Let's set a breakpoint here and see if we actually get a message out here. It looks like we're not getting any Twitch client message received. Well, that hook up Twitch events, initialize connections. Yeah, I'm feeling it's in there. Is it because it's not running? What's going on up here? I thought we were running. Overlays only. Huh. Okay. So what is running out here? I got something running, and I'm not sure what it is. It's really strange and weird. Let's try again. Start. So it's like I started something, and I bet I closed something. I wonder if that's why Surly Dev had so few coins. Legendary Moose says he's got a question about the Fanfare DTO in terms of working once a day run. Oh, great, great suggestion, because we kind of got that overkill on the Fanfare. We shut it up multiple times. Failed launch debug adapter. Additional information may be available in the output window. We got this error before on the other one, but if we start a second time, does it work? Let's see. Let's close down one more time. Start it up. Doesn't make sense to alter a Fanfare DTO with a last played property so you can use it as a way of suppressing them, or should it be its own DTO that controls reading and writing from the played Fanfare's dictionary? I guess I was thinking it would just be something that we would save outside separately, is what I was thinking. Oh, this is not good. We've got it a second time around. Wait. This is the kill Chrome issue right here. Let's try that. Let's kill Chrome. Every instance of Chrome that's out there. Try one more time. What'd you say?
Bye-bye, Chrome.
Bye-bye, Chrome. Okay, I'll work on it as a separate CSV. That's great, Legendary Moon. You can totally do that. That's kind of what I was thinking, something like that. Okay, we have restarted, and I'm in Costa Rica, and we're in rainy season. Oh, look at this, and we got a breakpoint. We're probably going to see fanfares.
Surly Dab is in the house.
Surly Dab. Respect and fear. Surly Dab, respect and fear. to you. Legendary Moo, next time you say something, unless you start it with the, it's got to be the open square bracket, I think, to suppress if you want to suppress yours. Thanks, Legendary Moo. He says unleash. Okay, fine. It's been a while. And these guys are bad. That guy's really bad. That guy right there. I'm going to get him. Ah. What a mess. Hey, that reminds me, Rory, you missed some stuff. Let's bring you up to speed on what you missed.
He's in the house.
Often mistaken, but never misunderstood. He is precise to 4 decimal places, give or take epsilon, the alignment of the stars, and the current weather. It's Will Bennett. Well, I love that you waited to make sure I got fanfare working before you put that out there. It's like, yeah. Certainly to have Roy Becker CodeRushed got totally obliterated then.
Fair enough, it's probably quite a loud fanfare. No, I was just saying that I've been away for like a whole week.
Yeah.
I feel like I've missed a huge amount. And of course, before that, you were away back in this week.
That's right. Oh, no, I don't want to get wet. It's okay. I'll just dry off here a little bit. That's okay. All right. Oh, look what's growing, Rory. What's that? What's that? I think our friend Copperbeardy's here. Look. And Jetsam.
Copperbeardy is
Jetsam.
in the house.
As soon as I get time, yours is coming, Jetsam. Yours is coming. Codeman Codes is coming. As soon as I get like some time where I can work on both of those, I've got ideas for both of you guys, and I think they're going to be fun.
So obviously the fanfares are working. I think the drones are dead though.
Let's refresh. If I refresh, I think they're going to work. Give me a sec on that. Because I think, took out the control thing and then brought it back in. And let's also refresh everything. The drone overlay, the front overlay, the drone back overlay.
That is a quick restart now, isn't it? That is really good.
It is. Hold on. And drone front, dragon front, drone. I think I did them all, the 3 at least on this page. Yeah, it looks like drones are flying again. Let's get you up to speed. Let's send the player data over. And actually, I'm going to change over to this view. And I'll refresh the dice as well. And one more time, set the player data over. Excuse me. It's not clearing the words at the top that say waiting for player data to be initialized. Let me try one more time. And click again. Not doing it. I'm going to restart this one and see if that's going to maybe work to do this. This is the first time I've tried this with the 2 different apps running at the same time. Let's try again here. Is that Jetsam flying around at high speed? That's awesome. Okay. So now we're back up again. Here's the app. Let's try refresh now on it. Refresh that cache. That's been refreshed. Let's now send the player data over. There we go. Cool. I'm going to do one more time just to be extra safe on here. I'm going to refresh the front overlay. That's got the name tags. And the back overlay, which has the clock and the scroll on it. I'll refresh both of those right now. All right. I've done both of those. Send over the player data. Switch. So some cool things have happened. One of the coolest things that we got going, and we actually tried this for the first time last Sunday, is our Dungeon Master has a Stream Deck, which is essentially, one of these devices right here with buttons on it right here. In fact, you can see the buttons on this are, I think it's backwards, but it is essentially what you're mirroring what's above on the screen above you. And so what that means is our Dungeon Master can come in here, push one of these buttons in here, like for example, the Merkin page, and then push my button right up here, that guy right there, And doing that should change, although I just noticed it did not change. Oh, it looks like we've got a problem loading one of the overlays. I want one of those that's early dev. Yeah, they're pretty. It was pretty cool. So we were doing this. What's interesting though is it looks like we've got a problem loading. I want to see what are the symptoms of that problem. Here's one of the symptoms. Not a good symptom. 100%.
PC working hard.
Yeah.
Not necessarily achieving much, but...
And it's one of these Visual Studios, but not the other. What's really interesting is like, which one are you? Which one is working so hard? Is there a way I can tell just by clicking around in them to see how quickly they respond? They both seem pretty responsive to me. Oh, did it finish the load? Sorry, that was me. That was me, Copperbeardy. Okay, let's see what I can do here. Any luck this time now? That worked. Okay, so let's try again. Send over the player data. And there we go. So now I'm pushing the button. That's weird. It was just, I guess, in the process of loading. So I'm pushing the buttons, and if I want to do a skill test, I hit that skill button, and then I choose what I want to do the skill test on. Like, for example, I can do it on intimidation. So it's this button right here. Click that button, and the dice roll, the scroll comes out, highlights the intimidation +5 for Merkin's character, right? So it's from a standpoint of managing the game of D&D, we are finally starting to achieve that which we set out to do, which was streamline the mechanical aspects of the game, make them go faster. So we're starting, Surly Dev says that is wicked. How clear are those text entries on the buttons? They are clear enough to read is the answer to the question. The way the Stream Deck works, it's pretty clever. It's essentially, spoiler alert, it's one screen in the background that has all of these images on it, and then these really cool clear buttons on the top that they almost magnify what's underneath, but they're pretty, they feel good when you press them. Here, I'll click that button right there and you can see it. There's the roll right there. That was Insight I pressed. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Stream Deck has a new one with more buttons, and I think I'm going to buy 2 of those. That's kind of how much I like these. I use these to sometimes, manage Mr. Announcer Bot and stuff like that. But look, we've got this scroll close button here, right? So I can hit that. The other thing that's going on here that you don't see is there's a chat channel somewhere out in Twitch that our Dungeon Master can see, and essentially only our Dungeon Master can see. Codeman Codes, welcome. Welcome, Codeman Codes. Glad to have you with us. You know why, kids? I'm glad to have Codeman Codes with us. I'll tell you why. Because
He's awesome.
that took way too long to bring up, but mainly because I didn't have the deck up. But that's why. Codeman Codes is awesome. Codeman Codes, he kind of hovers and watches, and just when we need him, he's like, here's what you guys should do. And we're like, yes! That was exactly what we wanted to do. So Codeman Codes is out there watching us. Surly Dev's out there. Will Bennett's out there. Jetsom's with us. Legendary Moo. Everybody's here to help. I wanted to show you a couple things we worked on, Rory. That's kind of one. So that's one of the things we have. We have push button control of the game, and it's starting to get really, really cool and fast. And Surly Dev says, not everyone is here to help. That's right.
Hugo is in the house.
Hugo's here. It's all our friends. I'm really starting to love these fanfares more than I realized I was going to love them. I thought they would be kind of cute and fun, but it's almost starting to get that feel like it's like everybody's got their own kind of, it's this time of the show or whatever. They've got their own segment. It's as if they're participating, right? It's like, it's really sweet. I wanted to inflict some damage here. Why don't I see Fred though? Oh, I know I don't see Fred because we're not on, there's Fred. Fred's back. By the way, okay, I know I'm getting to show you the stuff, and I'm going to get there, Rory. But over the weekend, You know, it's dad time with the kids, and what do? We shoot special effects. So I got my son is the mathematical genius. I've got him. His hands are painted blue, and he's got fingernails on. And you know what? I could probably find these. Hold on. I haven't actually created these yet. Where is it? I'm going to start up Adobe Premiere. You know, at the risk of throwing everything at my system right now. I've got 2 instances of Visual Studio opening, live streaming, and I'm starting up Premiere Pro right now. But
How long ago you had 100% CPU in use already?
I don't care, Roy. Like to throw caution into the wind.
Push the CPU.
What's Hugo saying? It's like walking into the wrestling ring. Yeah, okay, I guess that's fair. That's fair. All right, I got a project out here called Fred's Hands. Now I can't show you one of those because this is a family show, but you'll be able to see it on the Dragon Humper show. So one of them he does a gesture that we're not gonna show you that gesture here. But here they are right here, so you can kind of see these going on. So I've got, like, for example, if we would want to say something like, "Hey Fred, how's it going?" Let me play it. This looks like I got. Play slow. Let me try that again.
Stream is suddenly
Here, look.
lagging. Oh, maybe not.
I got
It's up and down.
100 things blocking. Hold on a second. Let me check my monitor. Oh yeah, it's not good. It looks like it's back.
It's stuttering at this point. Oh,
Looks good now. I'm going to say it's good. I've got green for a little bit.
refresh just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugo Dolls, anyone else getting the spinner and stutter on it? I've refreshed and seems to be pretty good now.
Yeah, I'm going to say that may be my fault starting up Adobe Premiere. At any rate, I've got Adobe Premiere up, and so now, and it was probably like saying caching like crazy. So for example, we've got point.
Mm-hmm.
These are not,
Nice.
while you're seeing them here, Fred in the background, that's going to go away, and we're just going to generate that. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Jonathan Del Frasi is with us as well. Great to have you with us, Jonathan. And he's got, like, I don't know. The I don't know looks good too. So this is so cool. We had makeup. These are my son's hands with nails on, like right over here, you know, claw nails, right, to do it. And we didn't have this outfit, so we just took 2 black T-shirts and taped them to his arm. This is actually the painter's tape or something holding it on that you can see here in the shot. Yeah, and then brought it in here and did a lot of color processing on it to make it match the skin color. So right now, yeah, it looks good. So we got Fred going in an AVI loop that goes for about 1 or 2 minutes in a loop, you know, and then we've got this, and I modified the motion too, so that it kind of looks like Fred's motion. So I edited so it's like stops and then like that. So that is Fred. Some point in the future, we're going to add Fred's stuff, and Fred's responses will also all be push button controlled. Right, so the dungeon master can talk for Fred, or I can, and he can say things like, let's kill him, or I don't know, or wave, or kind of a yes or no, thumbs up, thumbs down, that sort of thing, which is perfect because Fred is not a lizard creature of many words. The other thing we did for Fred that you missed is check this out. Let's switch to Merkin. That's me. And we're going to inflict some damage. So I'm going to inflict like maybe 4 points of damage. Now, you've seen this before. That's not a big deal, right? I'm just clicking that.
Yeah.
And you're seeing my health drop down. I'm down to 2 right here. I can add my health back up like that. But let's go inflict some more damage here. Let's go about 8. And watch what happens when the damage heads its way towards Fred. See that?
That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
That's really good.
It's not bad. It's only when it goes to him. See that? he got a sense the blood's coming, and he covers up. So we did that on Thursday, I think, and next voice controller, AI controlled. LOL, says Jonathan. Wait, one other thing we did. Oh, we did more weapons. Have you seen any of the 3D weapons, Rory?
I saw the start of that.
All right, so you probably saw the greatsword then. That was the first one we built.
Not with those effects. That's pretty nice.
That's the greatsword with magic effect, and that magic, we can change the color of that magic, so we can make a lot of. We can change the size of the greatsword, right? So we can make a lot of different magical swords with just a couple resources that we have here. Battle axe is here. And notice that we also, the other thing we did, I don't think you were here for this, is when that thing goes down, like if we roll the dice now with the battle axe attack, so you saw, I just basically come in here, I click on greatsword, right? That fills in all of the details here, 2d6 plus 4 slashing, right there. I roll the attack and watch what happens when the dice when the dice finish. I think we're going to re-roll those because she's got Great Weapon Master, which means you can re-roll a 1 or a 2.
Dealing the damage.
And then it swings. You see that? The sword came down and slashed. So it does that. So what happens is the player says, oh, wait, what's going on?
Slight cost issue there somewhere. But basically what you've just been showing us there is exactly what you were aiming for. You've taken away a lot of the manual steps that a Dungeon Master has to do. So, person claims, I'm going to use this sword. Now we have to look up what dice to use for the damage of that, get all the calculations, then roll them, then add everything up. Now it's just push the button, make it happen.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's not bad. I'm just going to do this.
Just to reiterate a comment in the chat room, Will Bennett's pointing out that I sound a little bit like, how did you put it, in a tin can at the bottom of the ocean? This is something I'm not sure what I can do about. We've moved offices recently, and I'm now in a somewhat industrial unit, which could easily contain a 25-foot, maybe more, Christmas tree when the time comes.
I am turning up.
Huge.
I'm turning up your audio, Rory, the desktop audio. Yeah, balancing this is so flippin' tricky. I am, sounding better now, says Will Bennett. Okay,
I've got a huge echo on though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm worried about though is what happens if we play something like. How's that? Does that sound good too?
Good on the stream. Just see what's good live. Okay. Well, I listened to that both on the stream and over Skype, and it's livable, a bit clippy as suggested by some in the chat room, but volume-wise, I could hear over the top of it when you were talking.
Yeah, clippy because it's a lot of data I'm loading up. With Brendan's, it's a lot of data because there's a back and a foreground, and they've got, it's alpha channel, so it's a huge file. I think what I'm going to have to do with some of the fanfares, if they're going to get big, we have the same problem with Legendary Moose because his is so big, is to drop the resolution down so the file size drops. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So we've got some weapons out there. Let me show you one of my favorites, Lady McLovenuts out here. It looks like some stuff's reloading. I'm not sure what it was. Looks like we lost something on Brendan's piece right there. I might have to say.
Relevant Jess is raiding. Welcome everybody with the Relevant Jess raiding party.
Thanks. Is it Relevant Jess or Jesse? I'm not sure how to pronounce.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
Defend the raiders. Fire up the drones. Relevant Jesse. I am assuming Jesse, but maybe it's Jesse. Jess. Let us know how to pronounce that if that's important to you. Let's see. If I hit, so she's got a long sword. I think I need to, let me send the player data over one more time so that everything lines up correctly.
Bushwhacker, Lady McLovenuts.
Here's the long sword right there. Here it is with a special effect on it, like that. A magical long sword. Long swords also, this is, by the way, there's a stutter on that magic I don't like. Bam, right there, I don't like it. Bam, I don't like that. We'll have to fix that. But what was I going to say? Oh, her sword, the blade color is matching her color. And so this, again, you could make the sword look different by just changing the blade color here as you move around. Warhammer, I love the Warhammer. Check out the Warhammer, Rory. Look at that thing.
Wow, that looks dangerous.
Doesn't it look dangerous? It's awesome.
I need to dodge and weave the other way to avoid getting hit by it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's the Warhammer. Here's the Warhammer with magical effects on it. And there's the Warhammer's actually got 3 layers of magical effects. It's got a back color, it's got a front color, and it's got a handle one that we're not using in this. So you can take this Warhammer and you could just trick it out with effects. Looks like Harley Quinn joined the game, says Hugo.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So so pretty cool. So those we have. I added one more. For Ava. Ava's got a javelin like that. That's with magic effects on it. And she's also got, there's the battle axe with magic effects. She doesn't have the magic yet. I'm just testing and putting stuff out there. So, so cool. So these weapons swing in front of you. And then when the dice, as we said before, when the dice come to a stop, oh man, remember Jeff Fritz when he came in and he said, "Hey, can you roll those dice any faster?" I did that, and when I did that, the dice started rolling off every 1 in 20 rolls or something. It stops off screen because it's bouncing around so much. I got to make the walls bigger. So anyway, all right. Now, one of the other things that we've got control of from here is the clock. When I enter combat, right now you see the clock is incrementing right there, right? Just normally, right? When I enter combat, the clock stops. And when the clock stops, everybody takes a turn, and then when the round completes, I think there's a button off to the side right over here, advance round. It goes up by 6 seconds. Boom, like that. And then when we exit combat, the clock resumes normally, right? So when we're talking and deciding what to do, we're not in combat, that thing's going. Now, the Dungeon Master wants to be able to set an alarm. He wants to be able to say, hey, look, say, for example, we're bickering. Well, or we're, whatever. We're not pleasing him. The Dungeon Master wants to set an alarm that basically says, hey, you got 2 minutes, and then, things are going to get real. And, but he wants it to be 2 minutes of game time. And, which means if we go into combat, that the timer stops, that sort of thing. So,
yeah.
We need to set up alarms. It's low-level coding. It's not going to be visual, but hopefully you got your fill of the visuals right there, and that's what we need to do. Unlike an awesome demo person, I failed completely to look at any of this stuff in advance to figure out what we're going to do exactly, or how we're going to do this, or what the code looks like. So
that's part of what makes the channel good, though, because we get to experience a real debugging and exploratory session as things really happen, and indeed to witness how the tools can aid us in doing exactly that.
This is why I need you, Rory. All of last week, things happened that were bad, and all I said was, that was bad. That was also bad. And nobody was here to say it's not really bad, Mark. That's all that happened. This is why I need you. This is why you have to be here every show. All right. Okay, so somewhere out here in the D&D core, I've got the D&D time clock. Let's start here. Okay.
Yes.
These, I think, are the months. Is that right?
It's plausible.
No, these are the holidays. And these are the days the holidays start on. Yeah. Is what these are. All right, I'm going to kill the D&D stuff that's running. I'm going to kill it. I just hit Shift F5. Gabriel Dorezo says, say my name. Say my name.
My name.
Let's see if the drones still work here. Do I have the drone game turned off on this page? I do. So let's turn it on there. Let's make sure it's turned on all of these. 3. Thought I did that already this morning. I turn it off on these pages when we're doing the Dungeons and Dragons show. which, by the way, I think we're feeling like we're going to be able to start soon. Like I'm thinking end of September, 1st of October is when I think we'll start at the latest. We're feeling like everything is really coming into place.
Nice.
So not bad. Okay, so these are the holidays. Wait, what's going on here? Why do I have months and holidays here? It's both. Got it. Okay. Here. Now, what is going on with harvest tide? High harvest tide. Why is this a -5? I don't like that. What is going on with that? I'm worried that this is incorrect data. I feel like I had...
It feels a little unintuitive, that particular value, doesn't it?
Well, I've got green grass as a -2. Wait. Oh, all my holidays are negative numbers. I think it's not.
Okay.
I think it's not a bad thing. Okay. Got the comment holidays in here. So I think I see what I did here. All right. So I think I'm okay. I got a lot of spell checking errors here in this, which bug me, but I'm not.
I think the spell checking engine might have slight issues with the entirely fictitious concepts it's not familiar with.
Can you send me an email to add the Dungeons Dragons month and holidays into the CodeRushed spell checking engine in case anybody else has this problem?
That would clearly be a useful feature, yeah.
Actually, you can say, I was totally expecting to say, that would be a ridiculous use of your time, Mark. No, I'm not going to do that. You can say that too. All right, so all right, so we get past that chunk. Those are months and holidays. We've got something called instance here. So it looks like we've only got one of these. It's singleton is my take on this so far. And we've got an in combat option on it to see if we're moving or not. And we've got an advance and a call to set time. And we do have the ability to reverse time, to rewind time. But that is kind of not fully supported. I'm going to write down not fully supported yet. But I wanted to be able to do this so that the Dungeon Master could do flashbacks.
Okay.
But the question is, like, let's say, for example, I add a new alarm, right, for 10 minutes from now. And I add it, and let's say I add it right now, which is 34 minutes after the hour. I add a new alarm to go off in 10 minutes. All right? We go forward, the alarm goes off, we say, okay, our alarm went off, we triggered the event, fine. And then an hour from now, I say, I want to go back in time an hour and a minute.
Right.
Do I then add the alarm?
I think the key is not to remove the alarm in the first place.
No, I think I remove the alarm, but I save it. And then if I go back, I re-add the alarm in, because it's got to be added at the exact same time. The act of adding the alarm is kind of a thing, I think.
So if you had an alarm for 5 minutes' time, and you were to skip 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the future, presumably your alarm would not go off?
No.
Because in theory had gone off 30 seconds prior to your arrival point.
I'm going to make sure it does go off. This is so you know how I code in my sleep. I in this kind of semi-dreamlike state. I decide what I want to do, and what I decided this morning was when the alarm goes off. So let's say we've got an alarm for 5 seconds and we're advancing the time 10 seconds. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is in the process of advancing, in the middle of advancing the clock 5 seconds, we're going to see if we have any alarms in that space. If we do, when we trigger that event, we are going to set the time for 5 seconds from now, trigger it, and then when it comes back, we'll continue to advance the clock. In other words, we'll take it to the full 10 seconds.
Theoretical purpose of an alarm? Is that to remind the Dungeon Master? Is that going to be a visual on screen kind of thing?
Dungeon Master for now. Dungeon Master's going to get a chat message.
So it's to remind him or her of something that they need to know about.
Right now, but it will also do things such as I'm going to cast this spell, and the spell has a duration of a minute or 10 minutes, that sort of thing. The spell effect will maybe have a real spell effect that's actually running on me, like this, spinning around me, or something like that. I was going to say like this, but I've shut it down. And then when the spell ends, that will go away, and any side effects associated will go away, because the alarm will trigger that.
Does that continue to be the case if you extend the range of time you're talking about? So instead of leaping 5 or 10 seconds into the future, what happens if your party undergoes a spell and they jump a month or two into the future in order to see the effects of something that they've done? Suddenly you're going to get alarms going off for things that were going to happen in maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that when you maybe come back to the present, or the theoretical present time, as you say, you need to re-engage those alarms. That's kind of what you're thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. I need to re-engage them. Yeah, so the answer is yes. All those alarms would go off. So if I had several different spells, and all of a sudden the Dungeon Master advances us by a day, all the spells, poof, 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 they all go away, right? So that's kind of what's going on. So reverse direction is not fully supported. We need to do that. Advance is calling through set time is what it's doing. I was hoping there would just be one advance, but we got a set time call in here. But the good news is everything is going here.
So everything goes through set time. We're setting to absolute values at that point.
Yeah.
Calculating what those absolute values are prior to coming into this. So that's good.
So here's where we want to, this is where we need to hook it. We got the previous time is equal to time. So here, trigger alarms here. And I think it's something along those lines. We want to say if time is greater than time, so the time we're setting, that means we're moving forward. Because I don't want to trigger alarms when we're moving forward. If we're moving backwards, holy cow, I think I figured it out. I think I figured out first time travel. Hold on. If we're moving forward, we're going to trigger alarms. If we're moving backwards, we're going to re-engage set alarms. Any alarms that were set in this span. So an alarm needs to know when it was set, and it needs to know when it fires.
Yes, because you might have an alarm for 5 minutes and another alarm for 10 minutes, then jump forward 15 and move backwards 10. And therefore, one of them should still be expired, having been triggered, and the other should now be re-engaged.
Yeah.
Jumped into middle space.
Yeah. Time travel, that means there's a flux capacitor somewhere. It's Fred's its keeper. Now, if we had...
what he's got under the rope, he could well have stolen a flux capacitor.
Yeah, I think tomorrow we're going to work on Fred's thumbs ups and thumbs down, so I can just hit a button here, and Fred goes like this or like that. So when questions like this, is Fred's its keeper? He's going to do that, or he'll wave, that sort of thing. Yeah. So let's declare these here. And so we're going to do that. Re-engage. I can't think that's spelled correctly. I can't do a dash there. So let's get, let's add that to the dictionary. I'm okay with that. Okay, so now we need to create a class called alarms, I think, or something like that. A D&D alarm class.
So is an alarm effectively a point in time, together with the knowledge of whether it's, I guess, active or not?
I think it looks like this.
It could be in an active collection, I guess.
I think it's something like this is what it is. In fact, let's maybe do this. Use CodeRushed to declare these two right here. Let's see if we can get some music going here. Is that going to work with my new setup? That did not. I sent this chat thing out, but does that mean we're not controlling drones?
Did you shut down any of the things that were running?
Well, I did shut down the D&D stuff, but I did not shut down over here. And it looks like so it looks like they're going to make me work hard, really hard. Yeah, the other stuff is running, I believe. All right, fine. I'm going to restart it. Ugh, 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 ugh. That's a really interesting idea, Surly Dev. Surly Dev suggesting we do sentiment analysis on any chat message about Fred and have him respond accordingly.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool idea.
It's nice because to some extent we've got services in Azure that will allow us to do sentiment analysis. So we don't necessarily need to do too much of our own. We can respond accordingly. That's annoying.
That's my fault on that. So, yeah, so I'm pretty confused about why killing the one kills the other. At least that's what it seems to do. Just checking the the coins list here to see how many Surly Dev has, to see if his got reloaded here after. Surly Dev, oh yeah, Surly Dev's got 2,849 coins, so Surly Dev, you're good. Your coin hoard is good. All right, so now let's refresh the drone game. And yeah, sorry about that, kids.
He's in the house.
Wow, yeah. So fanfares are back. So post accordingly. Start with an open square bracket if you want to suppress yours. What is? No worries, Hugo. All right, so let's try the music again. See if we can get that. There we go. We got some music. Okay, cool. So back over. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We have to kind of restart and start, but at least we can still work and and get music and things like that. We'll get the hang of this thing. All right. So we were in the middle of doing so I've got a set time and trigger time for the alarm. And maybe let's change this. Let's change this to DTN like this. So the creation of the D&D alarm. Whoops, no, it's not that. It's, I think, do I have something here called time? Do I have something called now? That would be awesome.
Maybe you have to instance.
Yeah. Dot time. That's what I'm looking for right there. And guess what I want to do? I want to take that and I want to just turn it into, I want to kind of change this around a little bit here.
Surly Dev is in the house.
I'm going to do a tap next reference here on D&D time clock here to see what's going on here. Class history has got a time clock in it. My test code has got a time clock in it. That's good. Main window's got its own as well. Okay, so we are not using the instance like I thought we were using. So let's do something slightly. Oh, actually, let's go back to where we just were. Let's change this to now, because that's better. I thought I'd put that in there. It's like a super unusual song. Is this actually a song, or are we in a loop? Let's see what happens. That was the weirdest song I've ever been in.
That's strange.
All right. Okay, so there's the now, and can we do?
It's a genre of songs called drum beats.
Yeah, is that what you think? Was that the last one? All right, so let's see. I think in that case, what we need is we need to pass in a D&D time clock to it. And then we're going to go grab now from that, like that. Okay? So that means our D&D time clock is going to have a function in it called create alarm. Alarm like that. And this is going to have like a time span from now.
Is that a D&D time span or a time span?
It's just
Is
a
there
time span, yeah, from now. So that's going to be in terms of, we're going to use the days, the days. We won't use months from it. We'll turn everything into days. And I think that's good.
Okay. So that's going to return a new alarm, passing itself in, and the current time plus the from now.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to say a new alarm, this, and the trigger time, which is going to be this dot now. Can I get to now? I cannot get to now from here. Can I do, is it going to let me create a second property? You know, I've been programming in C# for a long time, but is it going to let me do that or no?
That seems unlikely.
You make me sad. Okay. So I can't get to that instance. I'm going to have to just do instance.time down there. All right. I think, you know what? I think it's more valuable. Hold on. Let's go find where we're using this. I'm going to do this now.
Well, here's the thing. If you're not expecting to have different instances,
why
not just use the static one? Which
Yeah,
would be,
I am. Coding Real is asking why not just use a static version of now? Because I'm not. I can't do that. Because for testing purposes, I'll have my own instance. I've got my own instance as main window. I cannot control it. And if I use the static one, it's not going to be the actual time might be different because I might be positive because we're in combat in one of the instances I'm testing versus the actual time now. So I just can't get that and use that. I think that the thing that's maybe I just do this. I think I'm going to take this out. I think I've only got this bottom one down there. And I think what I want to do is I want to take this and rename it to now.
Okay.
That's what I think I want to do. File could not be refactored. One more errors occur. Do you wish to continue with the refactoring? The file empty could not be refactored? That's not good. All right, I'm going to say no. All right, I wonder if that's because I split up and the other files are locked. There might be a file that's locked out there that's using this, so I might have to get all these together in one to do this. Fine, I'm going to just stay with time for now. All right, so we're going to say this dot time plus from now dot total. Can I just do that? I think I can just do that. And I think it's going to work for me. I know this works in the real world with regular times, but I'm I just want to make sure, like, if from now is a time span that's like, say, for example, let me try something here. Excellent. I just want to make sure there was no from months in here. Good. So that's going to work.
I think the reason is because a month is an irregular length of time.
Right. Well, yeah, and I was worried that, because their months aren't the same as our months, and, are we going to, but it's all done in days, so everything's okay. So so we're going to create a new alarm there, and let's declare that a local for that. And then let's say alarms dot add that. And gosh, I really want a CodeRushed thing here to declare this. Okay, Rory, hold on. Let's see if we can mark the time. Is CodeRushed working? I think it is. With our issues here, let's come over here. And we're going to say, don't need to send to all devs, don't need to send the log. We're going to say, feature request, typing this in the chat room.
Do you know what?
Infer list from add call.
You need a button on your Stream Deck to punch that says mark the time. Then you need to enter a mode where a second button can be pressed, which will retroactively look at the chat messages you have issued between the start point and the end point and use them all as parts of the email message. So you can literally go, mark the time. Right, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do the other. Capture or whatever. And then the whole sort of dialogue that you have with yourself is sort of assembled.
I'm not sure what's going on here. I've got an object reference not set to an instance of an object.
On an await?
Yeah. It must be on one of the aspects of the await that I don't understand that it's happening here.
It's not filling inside, is it?
Yeah. I don't understand that.
View the stack trace that was there. Will that give you any internals?
I think I just bring up
Just gonna say
the call stack right here, right? Was it the same or no? Let's look at the details again.
So there's a little magnifying glass on the right of that. So that is
Get active show point URL, which is kind of what I think we're in right now.
Yeah. So it's not telling you what's happening within the await that would otherwise be a problem.
It's just these two things right here. Okay, that sucks. I'm not gonna deny it. So let's do a try catch here. And if we got an exception, show start URL. I'm just going to do this is equal to start time URL. And let's see if we can run that. Enable to unwind. Can I run? Can I edit? Modifying initializer of a field. All right. So let's do, let's copy all of that. Restore it to what it was. See if we can set it here. No. Can we do that now? What? Initializer of a field. What are you talking about? I didn't modify anything up here.
Studio with the Pram Toys cannon, just
all right,
throwing them all out.
I'm just going to kill it. And I'm going to kind of go back to here, and we're going to restart is what we're going to do. Give me a sec. Killing Chrome. I'm going to suppress the fanfare. There it is right there, suppress fanfare. We're going to do that. Fanfare is suppressed. If anybody else comes in that hasn't had their fanfare yet today, I'll manually trigger them. Okay, so once again, let's see if we can get some music going here. Well, I think I have to do a refresh on the drone game. Hold on. Refresh that cache. Yeah, it's... I don't quite understand what's happening. Roy, it seems like we're having some strange issues with connecting to Twitch, I think. And I'm not entirely sure what the problem is. I have a feeling we're going to continue to get these bugs and these issues and these errors. Let me see if I can send the CodeRushed issue again one more time, and we'll try and get that to go across. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to have no time rewind to here. And so let's assume that, oh, here we go. We've got a breakpoint here. Let's see what happens with the breakpoint. See if we get the same problem again. I'm just going to run, actually. All right, I'm going to assume that worked. Roy, you can check our emails to see if that, in fact, is coming across. And let's talk about the feature request. So I'm here. I've got alarms, which doesn't exist anywhere, and I've got a call to add, and I'm adding a D&D alarm to it. Okay? What I want is to be able to hit the CodeRushed key, and I see I've got a declare class, and I see, oh yeah, it's smart enough to say it's adding an add there, but I'd also like, look, if we see an add call or a push call, you know, a call that's traditionally used with a generic list to add an element, and we've got some data here that we're passing in, a thing, right? Same thing like with the dictionary, if there were two parameters here. I want a CodeRushed declare option that says, hey, declare local or declare field as well. And if I were to choose declare field, what it would give me is it would give me something that looks like this. It gets the type of the element, right? It would be, let's see. It would be, that is what it would give me. If we were not at edit and continue time. If we're edit and continue time, it could only give me this much right there, because edit and continue blocks you from doing that. But that's what I want. I want to be able to go from here to here in one keystroke. That's the feature request. Roy, did you verify that the email came through?
I did do a check. I don't think anything has yet.
All right, mark the time as like 58 minutes after we started, and get someone in there to look at that feature request. Okay, my friend, thank you so much. Okay, so there's our create alarm. We're adding it to our list of pending alarms, and I think we're good. I guess I could do one more thing here that I could say if from now is dot total seconds was less than 0, then we would just be like, yeah, we're done. You can't. It's less than or equal to 0, I suppose. We're done.
No alarms in the past.
Nothing happens, and we're going to return null, like that. We can't create it. And then down here, let's do a return that. Let's hit the CodeRushed key to choose convert to function to get that right type out there. And there's our create alarm function.
Nice.
Okay. Now, I think we need to sort. And, you know, whenever I work with sorted lists, I'm like always like, I always have to pause. Because I'm like, wait, how do I do this again? Sort. Comparison.
Does a
So
comparison effectively allow you to return a value from an individual item such that they are comparable in the usual way? So you've got a complex class which might have a name, an age, and an alarm, and you have to indicate which of those things is the thing you want to sort by.
Sorry, Roy, I was distracted. Can you ask me that one more time?
I haven't done this myself for a while, so I have this idea in my head that effectively what you have to do is to pass in a lambda that says here is how to extract the information which is key to doing the sort from any given item in the set.
Yeah. And I'm not remembering exactly how I do this. I feel like it's two parameters here, like an A and a B kind of thing. And then it's something like this. I'm like totally flipping guessing here. But look at this. It looks like I'm actually guessing right here. So we want to sort by the trigger time. And I think I think it's going to look like this. Am I really like for the first time? For the first time, am I really getting close? No, not quite. What is it thing? What am I looking? Comparison. I don't understand this syntax here. Comparison of type. It returns a comparison. Is what it looks like that is? Is that right? Is there really something called a comparison? Yeah, no, I just gotta. It's a mess. I'm gonna have to look this up. Let's look it up. I thought for a second I might have been actually a real programmer for a moment. All right, so we're going to say C# generic list sorting. Creator and Deep asks, sorry for the dumb question, but when should I add a new project to the solution? I need a little more context in that, Creator and Deep. If you're talking about generic, if you're talking about with our solution that we're working on, and you want to contribute in some way, I guess if yeah, hard to answer, actually. Hard to answer that. Hold on a second. Let's look at this right here. Yeah, okay. I'm going to just do this. Oh, yeah, maybe not now. We'll sign in later. Easiest way I can think of is to use link. Order by, list whatever's.
Oh, nice. So we don't do .sort, we do .order by, and then as that indicates, it's a lambda that shows how to get to the member, which is the thing to use for the purposes of the sort.
Yeah,
so this
yeah.
presupposes that the sort mechanism's internal understands strings, numbers, dates, and will presumably go in ascending order by default.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do here. So
actually, all your instincts were correct, except for the name of the method that's going to do it.
Doesn't it? Well, does order by? Oh, yeah, you're right, because I don't need the to list call right here, is what I can do on that. Order by trigger time.
Now, does order by inherently resort the source material, or does it produce a new list?
Yeah, it's a new one. I think that's what Will Bennett is saying as well. Or is it if you leave Stack Overflow list confused after reading some of the? Sorry, Copperbeardy's talking about it inherently makes me a real developer since I'm googling it. Certainly dev adds once you get Stack Overflow. I would totally agree with that. Quality answers and information is pretty good.
The real skill here is not necessarily knowing everything, but knowing where to find it. So yeah. Google, Stack Overflow, all these things are valid tools to use in any situation.
Look, I got close. I got really, really, really close. Look at that. That's what I want. If you need to sort the list in place, that's what I want to do. I don't want to really create and copy new lists.
So sort alters the existing one, where order by produces a new one.
Yeah. So sort. And I think it's going to look like this. Order date. So we're going to change this to trigger time. Dot compare to trigger time. I am almost a real developer. If the day I can nail that without looking it up, I'm going to be a happy guy.
You know what you need? You need a CodeRushed template.
I think I've got one, by the way. I've got one that gets me close. Like if I go like O equals in the space or any letter equals, it gives me kind of there, right? But I needed parameters on this. What do you think? A CodeRushed template on this?
I'm thinking .sort or even just sort on its own would, field .sort brackets most of the things, and another field for trigger time in both those two locations, because everything else is more or less the same.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, so maybe a dot sort here. That's how I would just expand it, I guess is what I'm asking. Because it's kind of, I'm looking for something that is not going to ever be confused with code. And what if I did a dot
Yeah.
S? I could do a dot S right there. But wait, what if I had that? What if I had this and I was down in the next line and I typed in dot S? Right? I'd want to be able to make sure that didn't interfere with that. So it's going to be dot S with a paren right to its left. If I do that, that's how I'm going to trigger it, I think.
Yeah.
And it's going to give me something like this. All right, let's add that template now and take a look at that. So code templates. And this might be interesting to to mark the time with. Well, I have a CodeRushed issue button I can hit. So I'm going to, is it that one? Yeah, no, it's not that one. It's this one? Let me go look at
Well,
the,
one of your buttons just triggered the same object reference problem as before. Or at least, I say it's the same. It seems like similar, but in a different physical location.
yeah, that is not happy for me. What is going on with that? Can you look up null refs on await calls?
Sure.
Null reference exceptions on await. I'm like kind of like, what is going on?
So the explanation is that it is coming from within the thing you are awaiting, but doesn't wait for the await.
Oh, so maybe I've got a bug in here somewhere and I'm not getting the null ref in here? That could be my problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's add some null checks in here. Hold on. Let's undo the code changes we just made. Let's, I'm going to set a marker here. Let's go into here where, let's look at everything where we're using it. Well, that's likely to not return null. I think we're good there. Request URI is good as well. Response might be null. Selecting all that and just hitting the B key to embed it in braces. Response body. Yeah, so someone's not liking it right here is what's happening. We're not getting good data here. Live show data. And you know what I really want to do, I think? I want to come in and I want to say, hey, look, if that's null, then we want to go into the debugger. Do I have a template here for this? I thought what I did. It's debugger dot break. And we're going to break in here. That's actually great information, what's happening now. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happier now about this. And we're going to go down there. We've got breaks all along the line. And now I think we got a shot of getting a breakpoint in here. Anything else I should? Time span from string. I think we're going to be, that should be giving us a good result. Parse exact. I don't think we're going to get a null reference triggered by parse exact.
CodeRushed Alpha has joined us in the chat room. Hello.
Hey, Codebase Alpha. I'm going to say welcome to you, and we'll switch over. Yeah, we've got
Godal with a very interesting question, pointing out that the CodeRushed coins around the edge are all now rotating simultaneously, as in exact lockstep with one another.
yeah.
Previously, we had a random element to that.
Yeah, I've seen that before too, and when we refresh, everything fixes itself. I think it's because we're in this weird stopped point here, I've noticed that before too. I'm just looking through the code here, trying to get a sense of where we are getting that problem, and you know what else I just realized? I'm doing a lot of this. I can make this a lot easier on myself. Hold on. Let me just undo. I'm just going to hit undo a bunch of times here. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Come on. And go back. All right. And did I make any other changes here? I think I did one more. Yep, there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, this is what I should have done, guys. Sorry about this. Select everything. Hit the letter C. And then say debugger dot break.
Nice.
And
No matter where the exceptions come from, we will now catch them, break immediately, and start to dissect exactly what caused the problem.
yeah. And then we're going to return null from here. Can I do it there? I don't know. Is it going to be? I forget this.
That'll have you not returning it unless there's an exception.
There we go. You're right. There we go. And I don't. And I think it was going to do. Oh, we'll prevent it. That's the active clause thing right there. Yeah. So a return null there. This return will get me out first, and I think we're good. I think that's what we need. I'm going to now hit. Wait. Do I have a problem with it though? Because it's around the active statement. It looks like I don't anymore. It looks like I'm okay. So what I want to do now is come back over here. Can't set the next statement. Okay. Can I run it? See the coins. Like time is totally catching up. Oh, we got the breakpoint here. But no, the EX variable is not filled. That's not helpful. Do I have to reference it down here?
Is this because we wrapped it around the instance of us actually? So we didn't run through this from the start. We didn't, should we say, try. We simply emerged from a constructed try-catch.
Yeah. I don't think it's that is the case. Application agreement, unhandled exception. All kinds of nutty stuff is happening here. Can I run? Hold on, let's close this down. Looks like I'm running now. I can't add any code there. I think I need that. What? Breakpoint set but not yet bound. It's a mess. I think I'm restarting it. Closing that window. Closing the overlay. One more time. Using docking port 6, maintenance droids ready, excellent. By the way, I was totally, it just reminds me, I was imagining upgrading the drones. One of the things we have with the drones is we have the individual left and right thing that was, individual frames of animation, but we added the ability to rotate sprites after we did that. And so I want to simplify that and get a more awesome, more complex drone, and maybe add, get power-ups for it. So like, whatever, massive like ray guns and things like that, to be able to come in and out of the drone, something along those lines. Okay, let's do a refresh on Kill Chrome here. Start up again. For a show where I thought we had promise at the beginning that we were not going to be killing Chrome a lot and just working down in one space, we've actually had to restart this more times. Surly Dev's got ideas, no idea how to implement them. Well, you can certainly send me an email. That's a way to implement them. We can start with that. Once we start the D&D show, I'll be moving back to more stuff with the drones and things in the show, that sort of thing. But I'm not sure when that ends. The other thing I'm going to do, by the way, Rory, do you remember the old video games, like the old fighting video games, like Mortal Kombat, Rory?
I do.
And there's a thing that happens in Dungeons and Dragons where players are in a disagreement.
Bennett is in the house.
Do you see that? Will Bennett suppressed fanfare.
Which caused a fanfare.
Which caused a fanfare. How are you in time, by the way? Stop, Hugo. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. We haven't done anything yet. We've written one line of code practically. Mortal Kombat in those old video games would often do this thing where before the two characters would fight on screen, their faces would come in from the sides, boom, boom, and it would say like versus,
yes.
Right? And they'd be like this. I think we're going to do that for when there's a disagreement. The way you resolve it is with dice rolls. So, for example, in our last game, so I don't know if I told you this, but I got a wish spell, which is one of the most powerful spells you can get in the world. I drew it from the deck of many things. I'm only a 5th level wizard, but it's like it's like a 9th level spell, which you get when you're a level 20 wizard. So I've got like the most powerful thing in the world on this deck of cards in my backpack. And we're with this character he's not a great character. He's a non-player character. He's not great. He did some bad stuff. And there's this revenant, this zombie that's waking from the dead every day to kill him. And we've already killed off the revenant once, and it was a hellacious battle. It didn't go well for us, but ultimately the revenant was sent back to the graveyard.
Good.
So we go into this temple of Hades and talk to the priest there, and he informs us, well, the only way to lift this curse off of Alan, right, is either Alan has to be killed by the revenant, and then the revenant will stop coming back, or you could use a wish spell. At which point, Ava Wolfhard, who's played by my wife, Karen, says, oh, we got a wish spell. Let's use it to save Alan. And I'm like, I hate Alan. I don't want. She's like, he is a human being. And I'm like, no, he's a non-player character. And so we're in an argument, and I'm like, I've got my attorney on speed dial, my divorce attorney on speed dial, just hovering over that button because she's telling me to use the wish spell. So that's how it That's how it all went down. And ultimately, so anyway, he's like, so at some point, so there's disagreement about what to do. And ultimately, I'm not using the wish spell, is what I said, on this guy, on this poor guy. Because the guy did bad things. He was not endearing at all. But then there was a choice. There was a decision that was what we were going to do. Are we going to just let him die? Or are we going to, stay and fight? And there's disagreement. And when there's disagreement, the dungeon master is going to say, well, all right, we're going to use your charisma, your persuasion versus someone else's charisma or whatever.
Sure.
And so when that happens, I want the two players' faces to come out and it to be versus, right? And so it'll be like Merkin, charisma, Ava, persuasion, like that. And so the announcer will make it sound super serious, and then a die will roll out, 2 dice will roll out, and whoever gets the highest, one will be a winner and one will be a loser. And so what I want to do is I just want to have like 3 faces. I want to be like the confident fighting face, right? Like this profile from the side. I want the I just won face, and then I want to I just lost face. And so we can kind of over the top, make that do that competition.
I need one of those for real life.
What'd you say, Rory?
I need a dungeon master in real life that I can just, invoke
I know.
to resolve all my disputes. And that way, when the dispute happens to be resolved in my favor, it's not my fault and I can't be blamed for it because it's the dungeon master's fault.
Yeah. By the way, Hugo says if you're going to use a wish spell on an NPC, save it for Fred. So I actually was going to do this with, when we first got Fred, the dungeon master said Fred does not level up. And I sent the dungeon master an email saying, hey, I really think Fred should level up because I think he's funny. I've got this, video of him, and I think people are going to really enjoy him. Mm-hmm. And dungeon master's like, okay, but I was saving the wish just in case. The dungeon master said no. I was going to use the wish. I was going to say, I wish that Fred will level up to change that, but he didn't. So I was like, all right, cool. I still get the wish. But last night, or was it last night? 2 nights ago, when we were playing D&D, and I thought I was about to have to use the wish to save Alan, I was on the verge of saying, I used my wish card to wish for a plate of bacon. I was about to do it then. But I don't want to use my wish card while we're still practicing. I want to save it for the real game. So, nail biting for the during phase. Interesting.
Yeah. Phase 1, phase 2, and then they both start biting the nails whilst the dice are rolling.
When the dice are rolling, they're like that. That's awesome. I love it. That's really fun. Yeah, so we'll do something like that. All right, so what? We've been going an hour and 24 minutes, and we've done nothing so far, Rory.
Well, we've got some alarms. They're stored.
We got some alarms,
sorted.
and they're almost sorted. Yeah, we were working on something here. Hold on. That's what I want. I was about to create a template, and I got distracted. Let's go in code templates. All right, so I am not sure where I'm going to put these yet. I am going to put in Mark Custom for now. Sex Positive, we were just talking about you, Sex Positive, in a very nice way, as we always do. Absolutely. So I'm going to do a .s right here for this template. I'm going to paste this in. This thing is going to be, I don't know, this is going to be like the property or something like that. Property to compare. And I want to do something like that. Create a field for that. And I want to link to it over here. So for those of you who are new to CodeRushed, this is like inside Visual Studio. But if you've got CodeRushed and you want to know what I'm doing here, this button right here gives me both a field and a link. So field means I'll jump to this. I want to jump to it at the very beginning, and I want it selected. So I'm going to put a block anchor there and a caret here. So that means property is going to be selected when this expands. The other thing I want to do is I want to add some context. So I think there's something like a left char. Left char matches regex, like that. By the way, Sex Positives here. Let's. So Six Positive, were you here when we were talking about you, or did you just happen to come in right after we were talking about you? The last thing said in the chat room was, when there's disagreement, Karen wins.
Yeah, that is true.
Will Bennett's in trouble. He needs my attorney. Yeah, my attorney actually is very busy. Me, and unfortunately for all my friends are keeping my attorney very busy, very wealthy. Because friends are like, I don't want to be your friend anymore, Mark. It's very expensive. We have all kinds of techniques.
A bodyguard more than a lawyer.
Yeah, we have all kinds of techniques to reduce legal exposure. That's what we try to do. All right, so we've got the compare to. Now, I want to say if left text matches regular expression and pass it in, and I think it's this, is what I think. I'm looking for a / open paren. So if that's the case, if left text is that.
Now, is that the left text of the template text?
Yeah, it's left of the template. Left text
So
matches is everything that you haven't everything that doesn't match the .s.
Yes,
Okay?
so the left of the dot in this case.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, actually, I forget. I realized I need to do. Let me try this. I need to get the beginning of the line, some number of characters followed by that. Wait, is this the beginning character, or is that the beginning? I've now forgotten these two pretty effectively. And then that. So we're basically looking for, this will match any paren to the left if I've got this right.
Start of line is power off, so up arrow symbol is 6 on my keyboard.
That's the start of the line like that?
Allegedly so.
And then that, like that. In fact, I guess we could even say...
What's the percent?
Oops.
You mean dollar.
I meant dollar.
Except isn't dollar end of line? I guess it could be end of line.
I want it to be end of the line because it's left text takes everything up to what you've done. So that paren is going to be right to the left. The other thing is we might want to have the word sort in here as well, like that. And that might do it. I don't know. Let's see. I think sometimes getting these right in here is tricky, getting these regular expressions in here. Let's just give it a try and let's hope a .s will work. Oh, it didn't work.
It's not the end of the line because you have closed parentheses and a semicolon.
No, it should be the end of the line because when I type in the .s, the left text thing is only going to grab from here to here. Whoops, it's only going to grab from there to there. So the end of its line is the open paren. That's my contention. My contention is that part is right, something else is wrong.
Okay.
So what do we got? Any number of characters. I could do this. That might work. Let's see if that works. That worked. It's got the word sort to the left of it. All right, I'm going to say good enough. And then I'm going to come in here, hit this key and say trigger time. And oops, wait, why was it? Try again. Trigger time like that. Okay, good.
And suddenly the CodeRushed logo is all over the place.
Let's refresh the drone game, shall we, kids? Boom. When Rory laughs like that, that means he couldn't think of anything positive to say about that. Couldn't.
Well,
So,
good bit of advertising.
yeah, Sex Positive's here. She says she's always right. Checks out. Turkey with lasers is my nightmare. I used to work in a turkey abattoir. I don't even know what an abattoir is. Do you know what that is, Rory?
That would be the place wherein the animals cease to be living and perhaps get prepared.
Oh no. Holy cow.
Yeah, cows definitely.
Okay. And check it out. Will is saying, was giving all the answers here. $sign is the end. Carrot is the beginning. That was me just looking away from the chat room like, an irresponsible host. Slaughterhouse, yeah.
There you go.
Animals transition from pets to food in French. Oh, abattoir. Okay, cool. So now we've sorted the alarms, and we think we either have to do sort. Is there a We might have to put a negative sign up in here, I think, somewhere like there. I think compared to is probably going to return an int. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So we might have to negate that if we're getting these in the wrong direction. Okay. Step 1.
Is there a sort descending for an alternative?
No. Pretty sure there's not. That's all we got. I'm hitting control space. Then what we need to do is in set time, we need to trigger any alarms right here. So now we need to, this is where we need to do some code. And I don't know. Is it this? No, it's probably not that. It's probably something else. I'm just going to do this, put a comment here. And I think what I want to do next is I want to create some test code. That's what I'm going to do. So let's go find my D&D tests. And let's create a new test class in here. So just hit the letter T, and we're going to call this alarm tests, like that. And let's move it to its own file. All right. So inside here, we're going to say we want to create a new D&D time clock. Really? Oh, because of, all right, I got you. D time clock like that. Local. There it is right there. Let's get rid of this. I want to say CodeRushed issue here.
Yep.
Let's see if we can use the system to get us here. Let's also start up some music. All right. I want to call this CodeRushed issue. Declare local on qualified expressions. Is this going to work, or are we in a breakpoint? Oh, son of a nutcracker.
Well, that's the break that was to try and help us with the fact that we couldn't use this subsystem.
Yeah. It didn't tell me which one. But I think I can do this now. Oh! Come on!
You should be able to hover over varying candidates for being null.
You know what? I can't. There's another thing I can do. It's not hovering's not working. But I can do this. I bet if I step out and get to here, now I can come back up here. There we go. All right, let's see where the problem is. Not there, not there. Good. Whoa, it was there. Live show data? It's live show data. That's my problem.
Live show data is not null, but its data is.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Its count is incalculable.
I'm set a breakpoint here. I want to come back, do the same thing. Get back out. And let's go back up here. Why is that the case? They're both null. Error, unauthorized. Must provide a valid client ID with OAuth token.
So authentication has changed.
Huh.
Because it was working.
CodeRushed
not maybe
bot
today, but
API client ID is not working.
all
right.
That would definitely cause issues.
Okay. I got to deal with that. Let me make a note for myself on that. I think I know what the problem is. I think it has to do with splitting these into different pieces in Mr. Announcer Bot.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Rory, so you're manually marking the time again for me. I appreciate it. So let's just run that. We're going to get out. Let's do... At least we figured that out. Not null and that. Okay, so we're here. Just want to fix that. Run it. What I want to do? Oh yeah, let's go. All right, so here's the issue. If I'm here and I use declare local. So you're marking the time, right, Roy?
I am
30,
indeed.
30,
Yeah, we're
hour
1 hour
30.
36-ish.
Yeah, about 35, 36. All right, so here's the issue, guys. If I'm here and I say declare local, notice I've got a qualified reference to D&D time clock. I go into declare local, it says, okay, I'll add that for you automatically up here, the reference to D&D core, but it doesn't pull this one out. So, you know, we got to do something there. The other thing too is if I'm debugging and I do this, it can't do that. It has to do this instead. So I guess there's two issues. If I'm debugging, I want this because I can't add using statements while I'm debugging. And if I'm not debugging and I'm there, I want to go to here. That's really where I want to go.
Consistent approach regardless.
Yeah, consistent approach regardless. That's the issue. All right, so there's my D&D time clock right there. And what do I have? A set time. And I can pass in a date time. So let's type in DTN. So we'll... No, I don't want to do that. Let's do a TD8 dot from... Maybe it's like
You got
this.
a CodeRushed template, TFRTL.
TFRTL? What's that? What are you talking? Are you serious?
That's time for Rory to leave.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, man.
Okay, Roy. As always, you're the best.
Sorry, everybody.
Dude, you were here
Perhaps
for an hour and 38 minutes, to be honest.
Well, I've missed a few.
You are the best, Roy. I don't care what anybody says.
I've missed this.
And
This is
a
fun.
lot of people are saying a lot of things, but you are the best. You're the best, my friend. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. You'll be back
we
with
will
us tomorrow?
indeed, yes.
All right, cool.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Excellent.
Have a good one. I'll catch you up in the end.
Thanks so much. All right. Let's create that template right there. Code template. Mark's custom. Wait, oh, these are shortcuts. Hold on. I thought it was in templates. Editor. All languages. Templates. All right. Mark's custom. New template. Time for Rory to leave.
Yo, Mark.
What you got? Just checking or wait. So you can use, oh. Question mark live show data, question mark data count. Yes, great suggestion. Let's go do that. I'm in the middle of artistic inspiration here. A little surprise for Rory here. All right. Let's do it there. All right. All right, I think that's my template. All right, I think that O needs to move a little closer. Cool. All right, so let's try that. Time for Rory to leave. Cool. We could also have that template, by the way. We could create something bigger. Like actually, yeah, we can play around with that, but we can do a, hold on. Do we have a, trying to find Rory's icon. Let's find him on Twitter here. Rory Becker, Twitter.
No!
Yeah, like that. We do have the bot as well. Let's go get this picture. Nice. Copy image. Paste. Now we'll take this, cut it, go back into the template. Oops, over here on this page, on this monitor. Paste it in there, like that. So now when we say, time for Rory to leave, we'll get that in there. No. Nice. Okay. So back to our test. We're going to set so we can do year, month, day, like that. That's my time. Then I'm going to say time clock dot do one with the avatar and a clock above it for what's the MTTR? Mark the time, Rory. Got it. Yeah, I figured it out just as I think as you sent me the text. Yeah, mark the time, Rory. Yeah, I think we need a mark the time Rory command that does something. It does something big here. Yeah, I think Surly Dev knows that it was kind of automated. Yeah, but today we had to, because of the issue with the configuration. Yeah, it is. It's automated now. But because I split things into different projects, some of the secret configuration information I think got moved. So I have to look at that. I'm going to look at that after we do end the show. So let's see what we got here. We're doing. I wanted to make sure that the D&D, that this time clock we're creating doesn't advance its time automatically. And I'm pretty sure it does not. There's nothing that makes this thing advance its time. We call, I think we call advance time actually. Where is it? Where's our advance time call here? Let's advance. So we call advance from the main window in our Dungeons & Dragons app. Whenever we're supposed to add a day or we're advancing the turn. But I think there's also a time. Oh, I was thinking there was a time where we were going to call that automatically. How do we advance the time? I'm trying to figure out the... Here it is right here. So we are advancing this clock automatically. Yeah. So just discussion about the changes we made in earlier episodes to make that work. Advance. This is how we update the time. So with our real-time clock handler. So the D&D clock will not advance unless we call advance explicitly. I just wanted to check that and make sure that was the case, and it is. So that means in our test code, we're good that when we create the alarm test, that's going to be the time there. Then I want to do a create alarm. And the time span is going to be from now. So we're going to say time span dot from seconds. And I want to say 5 seconds. And guess what? I need a name for this alarm. Choose CodeRushed to add a parameter here to it. We're going to say first like this. And we're going to call this, that's fine, I'll call that name. And down here, I'm going to come down here, choose add parameter as well, pass in name. And then name is there. And let's declare property with initializer on that. So now we've got that done. Set the time, that's equal to time plus... No, the set time is there, and the trigger time is that which we are about to set to. Okay, so that's good. And we've given it a name, which is good. All right? So good. Let's get back to our test. So our first one is there. Then I want to say, I think I want to do a couple different things here, but I wanted to call advance, D&D time span, dot from seconds, and pass in 10. Okay. And then that's essentially the test code. And then I'm expecting, well, wait, create alarm returns an alarm, right? Okay, so let's do this one more. Declare local, and we're going to call this first. And then we're going to have a on alarm. Let's go declare that as a, let's go jump into alarm and let's declare that as an event. So EV, event handler on alarm. Create event trigger. Hold on, let's do this. We call this alarm fired. The red brackets around D&D time clock is, yeah, it sounds like it's a CodeRushed feature. If I select something and I drop a marker here, Alt Home, it'll put markers around it like that. And that just indicates that that's in this stack. If I hit escape, it'll pick that up like that and it'll collect it. It's just like hitting Alt Home normally like that for just a single location, which looks like that triangle. Escape brings me there. So I can, in this way, select several lines that I maybe want to come back to later. Hit Alt Home, go back in the code, work somewhere else, maybe drop a marker, go somewhere else, maybe drop another marker like that, and then hit Escape to come back, and the selection is restored. So if I want to copy it to the clipboard or whatever, I can do that. So there, D&D time clock. That's the reference there. If I keep hitting Escape, I'll get back to that D&D time clock out there. Should. Just depends on how long ago it was selected in the stack. Cool, I haven't played with markers much yet. The other thing you can do really cool with markers is Alt-Shift-Home. So I set a marker here on Midsummer, come down into some code. Maybe I might want to have like a switch statement or something along those lines. And then Alt-Shift-Home, then move down to maybe Midsummer Start, come down, paste that in like that. Come down, create a new case statement, Alt-Shift-Home, come down here, grab this one, Alt-Shift-Home. So Alt-Shift-Home just lets me move down through a file back and forth from two different places. Could be in two different places in two different files too. Alt-Shift-Home is a nice use of the markers as well. Let's We were working on the alarms. Hold on. I think it's going to call it alarm fired. And then I'm going to change this to on alarm fired. Like that. I'm going to make it public. I'm going to move these down after my constructor. And I will trigger the firing alarm from outside of this. I'm going to do this. Fire alarm. And I'm going to pass in this. And EAE is going to give me event args empty. Like that. Okay. Back over to my tests. And I'm going to need inside this class, I'm going to need a field. First alarm fired equals false. Second alarm fired is false. Set to true. And I'm going to duplicate this. Wow. How did I figure that out? Oh, maybe from up here? Okay. Second to that. I want to change this to second. Make that 15 seconds. So now what we want to do here is we want to say assert true, first alarm fired. And right here we want to assert false, first alarm fired. And we also want to assert false, second alarm fired, like that. Shouldn't you be having those fields and event callback in the test? Oh, that's a really good idea. I did not even think about that. I thought I was granular enough. That's a beautiful idea. I love it. I love it. That looks so good. Speaking of which, I got to make that other change too that you suggested. I think it was out in here. It was here. That line. I am running. I wonder if I can set a breakpoint here. Gonna trigger it with that. Looks like we're not going in that code. They come here and get a free copy. Wait, you just need to mandate. They come here and get a free copy, or come and hang out here anyway. Who are we talking about? Wait, what am I missing? Wait, Legendary Move put a link out here to episode 49, 149. That's where we built the. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm missing context. I don't see the context. Context I missed though. Well, Codebase Alpha says I'm moving my team from well-known rival Productivity 2 to CodeRushed. Got it. Got it. Got it. That's it right there. I'm twice as cool, but not as cool as Michael Jolly. I contend that. That seems pretty much fair. What do I want to do? I want to see if the drones are working. We good? Yeah, drones are working. Cool. I'm not getting my breakpoint, so I'll make that change later. I'll make a note to myself to make that change, because I think that was also a good idea. I love that suggestion. I love the suggestion, Will. I think it's beautiful. It's a really good idea. great use for the local functions. Okay, so now I want to change this to second alarm fired, like that. I want to take this, duplicate this. Look at that, CodeRushed figures it all out for me. Good job. And make a CR issue for yourself, Mark. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? And so now we've got the second one here. I want to verify that they're both false. Then I want to advance 10 seconds. Assert is true. First alarm fired. You know what I want to do? I want to change some code. I know we haven't done any testing yet on this, but I want to change this. I don't want this to be an event handler. I want this to be a D&D time event handler. And so we're not going to send over fine. I'll keep with the normal syntax. We're going to create a new event args descendant here. So we're going to say, can I do a CEA for, yeah, there you go. Class that descends from the event args. We're going to call this the D&D time event args. And we're going to have a property of type D&D time clock. I think? No. Yes? No? Definitely going to have a property of type D&D alarm. Like that. So we're going to pass the alarm in. And should we reference this? Look at these flowers over here. Those are gorgeous. I'm a little wary of sticking this here, but I'm not wary of sending it in from the outside. I kind of want to do this. Like that. I want to fire it that way. And I want to, so yeah, so I want to do this then. I want to come in here and I want to say, time clock, let's make this a auto implemented, I think, instead. Like that. I just use the CC template to get those both initialized right there to build those very quickly. So there's my D&D time event args. Now I want those time event args to be here. And then I want this to be here. So now we're going to have a different set of parameters here. Not too much different. Like that. Okay, cool. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to say we want to do this. We want to create a dot time clock dot time, and I want to declare a local on that, and we're going to call this the first alarm time. Is that? And I want to put this up here. Set that equal to min value. Second alarm time is min value as well. Take that, duplicate that, get it down over here. And then I want some checks on the alarm time because I want the alarm time to be exactly correct. And so we want to come down here and we want to say, so R equal first alarm time equal to TD8 for T is for type reference, D8 is for date time, and date time dot min value. And I want to do the same thing with second alarm time. Make sure those are both the same there. Then after we advance, the alarm, first alarm should have been fired. So now we want to do this. First alarm time. Let's introduce a local for this. I'm going to say this the start time. Use that. So R equal, my first alarm time should now be equal to start time plus time span dot from seconds 5. That should be true. If this whole thing works the way I want it to work. And we've got to be fired. That's what we're looking for. And let's continue to assert that the alarm 2 has not been fired yet. Then I want to take this. Actually, I think I want to take all of that and duplicate that. Put it down here. So we're going to advance again another 10 seconds. Second alarm should now be fired, and this should be the second alarm time should match our start time plus 15 seconds. That's what I want. Let's see if I can run this now. Maybe I'll build first. See if we have any issues in that. Look at how gorgeous these flowers are, kids. I don't like these errors. Oh yeah, good, thank you. New D&D time event args, and we're going to pass in the D&D time clock and this. Maybe that this is a little redundant there. Maybe we'd add a sunflower one day for Copperbeardy. On my list. And a slug that comes along to eat them. You never know what happens on this show. Yeah, sounds good. Maybe we'll even do that tomorrow. You never know. Yeah, it's not too hard. Adding a flower is not too hard. The slug's a little trickier. That's more of a full show. Worldwake says, I'm working on getting a new job. I need to build a portfolio. What does anyone have any nice reference portfolios to showcase from software development or machine learning? Yeah, that's a great question. I don't. I do not. In fact, I've been pretty bad about keeping track of the stuff that I've done. Oh, the cow. All right. I think I like the cow maybe better than the slug. See what we can do on that. That would be fun. It would be fun. What do we got here? All right, we still gonna, these other things gonna give us trouble? Are these gonna go away now that the compiles? Good. Okay, good. All right, so that compiles. Let's see if we can run it. Got a dog that wants to go outside. All right. Cool. Cool, we failed. Nice. That's where we failed. That's where we want to fail the first time. Would have to be quite high. The flowers were 8 feet. Wait, I got building work starting in a few weeks in the back of the house. Only way the scaffolding is scaffolding in is through the flower bed, so I had to dig it all up to make a path. Holy cow. Bridge. Got it. I liked my tall flowers. Yeah, those are very cool. By the way, you're inspiring, Copperbeardy. I am now thinking, oh, I can imagine myself later on in life doing this, like kind of like Picard off the Enterprise, you know, growing wine in a vineyard. I'm going to, you know, do something similar. Kind of a fun thing to do. All right, it's failing where we want it to fail. So advance isn't triggering. We need to trigger through the call to advance, which is, I think, inside set time. And overkill gardening services. You never know. I might, you know, chill out. Trigger alarms. Set a breakpoint there. All right, let's step through the code this time. Let's debug it. Debug the test. And that should get us our breakpoint. Excellent. That feels good. Let's see if we got any alarms. Can I count as 0? How is that possible? How is that possible? I'm calling create alarms. I don't even get that. How could the count be 0? Set a breakpoint on this. Is it that we're in a different time clock? That doesn't make sense. I think we're gonna have to set a breakpoint earlier. Let's go ahead and hit run. Oh, we got a count of 2 now. I was glad I checked that. All right, cool. We got 2 alarms. That's where I want it to be. Cool. Overkill turkey farm. Overkill peacock petting zoo. Follow Richard Morris's footsteps and go to university full time. Surly Deb, I didn't know you were out there following Richard Morris out there in the real world. By the way, I'm not really. I left Facebook in 2016, and I've not gone back. So my wife does all social media, and I'm just like out. I might come back in 2020. We'll see. I don't know, but for some reason that's kind of what I'm feeling like. Okay, so now we got to look through our alarms. I just want to see what's going on with alarm. And wait, do we have? Yeah, we have the time here locally. So let's look at a couple things here. Let's do some bring up the watch on this. So alarms of 0 has a triggered time of 12:05 a.m. What's this? It'd be better to ask, what's this dot time? 12 o'clock a.m. So, what else can we infer from this? The first one, our sort, I think the other thing we can infer is our sort order is working the way we want. Alarms. Yeah, sorting is working correctly, it looks like. That appears to be the case. Okay, I think triggered alarms needs more data, needs more information in it. I think triggered alarms needs this. Which means I'm going to have to stop the running of this and pass that in. Fastest way to do it is just use CodeRushed, add parameter, paste it, and then you're done. Okay, time coming in here. So now that And I think we're going to go with the alarm. Since we know the sort order now, we can do a for each here. That's going to go through each alarm in its order. And that's going to have its and I think it's going to be something like this. If alarm dot trigger time is greater than time and the trigger time is less than time we're passing in, this is our future time that we're about to set to. What just happened? I don't understand that. Future time. Hitting enter. Okay. If trigger time is greater than time and alarm.trigger time is less than future time, less than or equal to future time, then we're going to say two things. We were going to say alarm dot well, actually three things we got to do here. We're going to create a new list of alarms to remove. That. Should I not do a for each? I'm not sure about this. So anyway, this is going to tell us when this is triggering in there, and then we're going to say alarm dot fire alarm, passing in this time clock, and I think we want to set time equal to that amount, equal to the trigger time just before firing. So I want to say time is equal to alarm.trigger time and fire. And then I want to add this alarm to alarms to remove. And I guess I could do that. I was going to add some efficient stuff in here that basically said, look, if we didn't find you, if we knew that your trigger time was, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. Let's put it here. If alarm.trigger time is after future time, then we're out. We're done. Okay? So that, now we don't need this here. And so if the trigger time is greater than time, which we would also assume to kind of be true as well. No, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep that line of code in there. Then alarms to remove. Then when we're done here, we're going to do a for each over here. Alarm to remove. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to say alarms dot remove, alarm to remove. Like that. And that will clear that out. That's what I think the code looks like. So let's go back over to our alarm test and try run now. Let's do a debug on it. Got our breakpoint there. Okay. No alarms in this. What's my call stack? How am I getting here anyway to begin with? I just want to figure that out because I thought I was only coming in here. Oh, it's in the first call to set time. Isn't it? That's it. That's why we're trying to trigger it. That's why it makes it. Okay, totally makes sense. Second time we get called in, we have 2. All right. So if we go to our watch, we've got, you see this time is 12 a.m. and our alarm dot trigger time is, for that one, let's just spell this out here. Trigger time, and let's do the same up here so we can just see those pieces that we need right there. Okay. So trigger time 12:05, future time is 12:10. Is it greater than? No, it's not. And the trigger time is greater than time. So that means we're in this special zone. We're going to change our time from 12 to now 12:05. Then we're going to fire the alarm. Sweet. Initializing that. Oops, I just hit F10 on that. Oh, well, we'll just have to look at the test results, see if that worked. And we add this to alarms to remove. Second one, we come in here. If trigger time, 12:15, is greater than future time, it is, we break, we're out. Good. Going through each alarm to remove and removing that alarm. Do we need to clear its event handler? I'm wondering if we should remove its event handler when it removes. So there's the call to trigger, and now we're going to set the time to 12:10, right? Which is what we wanted to do and we call on time change. Excellent. And then we should be back into, here we go. That's true. That's true. That's true. Now we're advancing another 10 seconds. Back in here again. Now we should have only one alarm in the list. Good. Nice. And we fired the alarm there, and we set the trigger time to 15 seconds after. We removed the alarm. Set the time now to the 20 seconds after, which is what we wanted to do. That. And everything passes. Sweet. All right. Yeah, that's what happens when you write the code correctly the first time. Nothing exciting during the test. So, you know, for an exciting show, I should try to write the code not so well. But that works. That's what I want to do. We've got the alarm set up now. Now, I think I'm going to take a break because I'm going to get some lunch. And the next thing that needs to happen is we need to be able to let the dungeon master set these alarms and then, you know, hook them up to actual things like chat notifications and things like that. But I feel pretty good about that. I think this is going to work. In fact, let's see if we can do a test. Let's see if we can do a test. I want to do, Legendary Moose says, bye Mark, see you tomorrow. I want to do a test though, real quickly though, in our main app over here. Let's look at the designer. Taking a while to load the designer. Okay. I have got in the add 1 minute click. I want to do this dot create alarm TTS from seconds, and let's set an alarm for like 8 seconds. And I got to get a and let's test 8 like that. Let's create a new local variable for that. And then create an event handler for that. Alarm fired is equal to alarm fired. And then let's, do I have a chat command in here? I don't want to send it to the Dungeon Master chat room. I want to send it out to ours. I don't think I have that here. So let's do title equals plus equals alarm fired, like that. So we'll just modify the title. That's what it will do. Let's make this a little smarter. Whoops. Um, So I'm just going to add some text and remove some text at the end of the title here, so that we fire multiple times, we still get an indicator of it. It's a lot of. It seems like maybe more effort than it's worth. I should just maybe set a breakpoint here, and I'll be. Let's do this instead. Okay, that's better. And let's do this. I'm going to put this here. So that's going to clear the title every time. And then when the alarm's fired, we're going to add the name of the alarm in there. So I'll add one for 8. And I've got the 10 minutes button too nearby. I'm going to mess with that too. And I'm going to do that. So we're going to do one for 8 seconds and one for, I don't know, 4 seconds. And got the same event handler for both of those. Cool. And I think that's it. Now we can run it. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think there's a shot this is going to work well. Clear my breakpoint here for trigger alarms. All right, so let's start by clicking the add 10 minutes, which should give us a 4-second alarm. Let's get the title in view. Title says main window right now. So I've clicked it. 1, 2, oh, there it is right there. Did that come up immediately or no? I'm not sure if it did or not. Let's do it again. Click. It's immediately coming up. Well, I had a good feeling about it, and now I don't. What is wrong? Let's trigger it again. Find the wrong breakpoint. Let's do the add 1 minute. So current time is 1:58:08 p.m. So we're expecting that alarm time to be 1:58:08. That's correct. All right. Future time is 1:59. So this should trigger the alarm. And it does, because it's in this span. So I get that. Set a breakpoint here on the trigger. Let's hit add 10 minutes. Future time is wildly in the future from where we were before, it seems. Oh, because I added 10 minutes. Ah, I understand what's happening. Okay. So don't do this, kids. Don't ever, ever do this. All right, so let's do one other thing here. Let's do, set a breakpoint here. 1 minute click. I totally get what's happening. I'm advancing the time. That's what's happening right here as I'm hitting advance, so it's triggering the alarm. So of course that makes sense. Let's do this instead here. Call this the angle bracket index. And then what I really want to do is something like this. I want to say, hey, if shift key down, then I want to do this code. Otherwise, I want to do that code. And I'm going to delete this all in a second. But basically, if we do that, then we won't trigger it and we'll actually see it work the way we're expecting to. So do the same thing here. If shift key down, like that, then we're going to do this. Otherwise, we're going to advance 10 minutes. All right, let's run it now. Set the breakpoint on it, clear the breakpoint, I mean. And now our title's cleared again. And we're going to come in and we're going to say shift key down and click add 10 minutes. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Should see it. There. All right, good. Let's do the shift key down with 1 minute. And we should see it in 8 seconds. Shift key down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. All right, let's do this. Let's refresh the dragon back overlay, by the way. And let's also refresh the dragon front overlay. Genescu 7 tried to test purple burst. I want to see if that works now that I've refreshed them. There you go. So all the test stuff should be working now, hopefully. The drone's flying. Yeah, it looks like they are. Okay, now I want to do this. I want to trigger one for 8 seconds. So the 1 minute triggers the 8-second one, and I want to enter combat. So we're going to go like this. So you can see the clock ticking right over there. There's the clock, 20, right there. So I'm going to say, click it, enter combat, and now we should see nothing on the title bar because we're in combat. When I advance around, it's going to go up by 6 seconds. If I clicked it fast enough, we won't see it yet. Let's try it. Click. Cool. Nothing. Now I advance around one more time and the event should fire, the alarm should go off, and the title bar should change. Let's do it. Oh, why no triggering? It's definitely going up by a few seconds. What happens if I exit combat? Clear dice was cool. Not getting it. Did I fail to do it? Let's try again. Well, maybe I didn't hold the shift key down. Let's try one more time. Shift key, click, enter combat. Nothing. Advance the round. Advance the round. There it is. I think I didn't have the shift key down. That was the behavior I was expecting. So we see test 8, that alarm is going off. So that's proof that the alarm is going off. Exiting, just to show you one more time, hold the shift key down, click it, immediately enter combat. And so now we've got an 8-second alarm set, but we're in combat, so the time is frozen. We advance the round, that advances the clock by 6 seconds. No alarm yet, because it is at 8 second and set it about 20 seconds after. But now if we advance around one more time, we'll see it. There it is right up there. Cool. And then we can exit the combat. One more time. I'm going to shift key, shift click it, enter combat, and now I'm just going to exit combat. So we entered combat, time's frozen. We're not advancing the round at all. No turns are taken. Exiting combat, and now 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. I'm going to call that good. I think my counting was not quite on and off, and there was some time at the beginning, but good enough, close enough for me. The alarms look like they are working. I'm going to call that a show, kids. Let's go find out who we're going to send you over to. Who is out there right now? Good friend Michael Jolly. I was watching him over the weekend. We're going to send you over to Michael Jolly. When Clear Drive's progress bar is done, then test show there. Jetsam says fun stuff as always. Hey, thanks, Jetsam. Yeah, trying to be fun. That's what we're trying to be fun. All right, let's get you over to Michael Jolly. And kids, we will see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll work on sunflowers growing in the garden. Never know.